Sorry about that. My fault. No, but welcome. I hope you've all had a good Christmas. Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, all of it. Kwanzaa. Welcome to Pokemon Crystal. I'm so excited for this. I have to remember I'm moving cameras right now because I am completely redoing the game room. That shelf you see there is what used to sit behind me in that corner there. My desk used to be over there. So, gaming setup has been moved. There's a lot going on. Yeah, I had it muted, which was a big whoops. No, what I got for Christmas was my brother got into it, and now I'm sort of into it. Not sort of, but I am into it. I am into model trains right now, so we are rebuilding the setup we originally started out with. So here's like a bin full of what mainly tracks were on the setup we had, but it was kind of too small and too tall to be working with, so we're having to redo it. So I'm glad that save file saved from whenever I was testing this. We're gonna get a new game going. Will you check the clock for me? What time is it? I wish you would keep up with my PC, but yeah, 9 o'clock in the morning, my guy. Oh, it just went to 9:08. Oh well, I can change it. Sorry to keep you waiting. Don't worry, bud, I just woke up too. So, I'm gonna be trying a starter that I've used but not in Gen 2 games. Not much. Why is this not? Are you guys able to see my stream? It's telling me YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Okay, I know I gotta mess around with wires and such, but I don't like hearing that. Okay, as long as you guys are able to see me, I'll keep that window up though. I don't like that. I tried and shortcut open, and they didn't work very well. I intend to try FreeBSD next. Okay. Alright. I mean, it's a Pokemon game, so it's not like I'm trying to run a lot, but no, we're just putting in Gabby. And in natural Pokemon fashion, just like growing up, all caps. I could be what I used to do as an angsty teenager, is do the lowercase, but I'm keeping with true Pokemon. That, and it's the first time you get to play as a female character. You couldn't with the older Game Boy files because they were too small and they didn't have enough room for the female character. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's not on that one. But while we're here, I've been writing a FWVM3 virtual window manager config. Hey, at least you know your way around it. Text speed, fast battle, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, I forgot you can change the frames. I usually just keep it at the normal. Okay. I love this music, by the way. Oh, Gabby, our neighbor Professor Elm was looking for you. He said he wanted you to do something for him. Oh, I almost forgot. Your Pokegear is back from the repair shop. Here you go. I would set sound to stereo. Ooh. It's essential if you want to be a good trainer. Oh, the day of the week isn't set. You mustn't forget that. What day is it? Wednesday. Yes. Is it daylight savings time right now? No. I don't. No. Yeah. Yeah, DST is... Yeah, it's not. I know how to use it, Mother. You still explain it regardless. You put that into Heart Gold and Soul Silver too, which is pretty true to the game. Who? You! Good morning, Gabby. I'm visiting. Have you heard? My daughter is adamant about becoming Professor Elm's assistant. Oh, that's... someone else's... Huh? I'm confused. Once I finally come up with my current ruby, red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal save files have... Oh! Once I finally come up with a pseudonym, I'll use the given. Hey, that'll work. The sink is spotless. Mom likes it clean. She usually's cooking something one time when I... But anyways, let's head to the lab. I'm usually pretty straightforward with Pokemon. Gabby, there you are. I needed to ask you a favor. I'm conducting new Pokemon research right now. I was wondering if you could help me with it, Gabby. You see, I'm writing a paper that I want to present at a conference, but there are some things that I don't quite understand yet. So, I'd like you to raise a Pokemon that I recently caught. Thanks, Gabby. You're a great help. When I announce my findings, I'm sure we'll delve a bit deeper into the many mysteries of Pokemon. You can count on it. There's an email. Oh, hey, I got an email. Okay. Hey, listen. I have an acquaintance called Mr. Pokemon. He keeps finding weird things and raving about his discoveries. Anyway, I just got an email from him saying that this time it's real. It is intriguing, but we're busy with our Pokemon research. Wait, I know. Gabby, can you go in our place? I want you to raise one of the Pokemon contained in these balls. You'll be that Pokemon's first partner, Gabby. Go on, pick one. So this is where you go to pick. What about Volcano Bake Meat? Is this the next game? Yes, it is. Yes, indeed, dandy, it is. Right now, I'm moving around the game room and everything, so this is the current gaming that I'm gonna be doing, but if they're making capture cards on Amazon, I'll hook up my Switch too and play Pokemon ZA or something on my Switch too. I could play anything. I know the new Pokopia, which is the Animal Crossing Pokemon game is coming in March. So I think it's early March it's coming out, so it'll be good. So we have Cyndaquil, the fire Pokemon. We have Totodile, the water Pokemon. And now it's saying my stream is excellent. Ugh. Chikorita, the grass Pokemon. So, I know this is like the typical starter that most people go with, but I'm picking Cyndaquil. On account of, yes, I can get Growlithe in this game, I believe, but getting the stones is a pain. Getting the moves to where I want them is a pain. I just want Typhlosion for the already badass that he is. And this way, I'm not hard up for a fire type. I have all the other types to get, and they're plentiful of them. So, gives me time to decide something else. Normally I run Totodile. Totodile's my favorite starter, period. End of discussion. But, we're gonna pick Cyndaquil. usually nickname them, but if we come up with good names for them, when we get to the name raider, I'll nickname them. It's almost a direct route there to Cherry Grove City. Just in case, here's my phone number. Call me if anything comes up. I don't know if if I want to go through the painstaking of adding everyone's phone numbers. I think I'd prefer to keep a spare few, which I know who gives out Firestones, but I know I'm probably going to have to keep up with the other stone users, so that'll be something I learn in the future, but none of the people at the beginning of the routes give you anything of importance. Other than, you can get other battles, if you so want to. Has few nicknamed Pokemon because I couldn't come up with sufficient. No. If someone comes up, like Giuseppe is eternal. Swalot will forever be Giuseppe. I don't care what anyone says. But, like, if we come up with some sort of nickname that sticks, cool, I'll do it. But, I'm already going around in my head what types of Pokemon I'm going to be starting with on the team, and I'm toying around with my water types because I can get them semi-early, kind of. The one is if I get Surf, which is Lapras. I just have to do it on Fridays. And then, the other one being Quagsire, which I've been using water ground types a lot, so I kind of, even though I've used Lapras before on my X and Y playthrough, it was X, so that was my second playthrough, I enjoyed it. So we are on our way to Cherry Grove City. If I remember correctly, I have a book for Pokemon Crystal. Let me go get that. Hold on one second. I have it in one of these drawers, but they are kind of cramped because I'm trying to clean, so give me one moment. I'm gonna find this booklet. Found them. One is for silver and gold. This is the one I'm looking for. I think I paid $15 for this like 10 or so years ago. Don't mind me, it's always cold. Alright. What's new in Pokemon Crystal? New female character, Crystal exclusive events, expanded Ruins of Alph. Your legend is Suicune. Later in the game you can catch both Lugia and Ho-Oh. The new battle tower, new battle animation, which was new at the time. Different Pokemon appearance charts. Old areas have been redesigned. More element stones. Fire, Water, Leaf, and Thunderstones were very rare in Gold and Silver. They're still hard to find, but now you can pick up a full set from trading phone numbers with friendly trainers. So that was added in. Some Pokemon have new moves, new Pokegear capabilities, new trainer battles, get a free Pokemon egg, a new way to learn moves, other minor altercations, signboards that appear when you cross into a new area, which we saw. To the bizarre little event that happens when you go to Trading Room as the female character. Experiment and have fun. That's what was new in Pokemon Crystal. That, and you had to have a Game Boy Color to play this. You could not play this game on Game Boy, Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Light, and yeah. that was it. I will be able to evolve them, but I have to do that with a physical Game Boy. What? I can't believe I kept that. That was a note from my mom, like, years ago. Lol. That's a lol. It was like a list. It wasn't like a note. It was like a list of, like, groceries. So, Route 29, which is where we're at. So we're in the morning right now, and 10% of finding Hoppip, 30% of finding Sentret, 50% finding Pidgey, and 10% finding a Rattata. I will only find Hoot Hoots at night. They're 70%, Rattata's 30%. Those are the only two you're going to find in here at night. During the day, your chances of finding Sentret go up 10%, and Pidgeys goes down 10%. So that's all that. Hey look, a Rattata. That's a 10% chance of finding. But I'm here for levels. I cannot physically catch these right now. Boing. There we go. I try to level up whatever I can, because I will be battling my rival. So, I want to be bulky enough to just be like, can't touch this. So here's a Pidgey. Pidgey's normally my favorite, but it's actually not one of the best flying types, but it's nice that you can catch it pretty early. But it's not something I'm going to run on my team, I don't think. Finding these level 2s. There's stuff up here, ain't there? I don't know. You can probably put the chat window back on the same head. Ah, yes, now that you're no longer playing a DS game. Very true. I miss doing that. There we go, guys. How's my Switch 2? I've been enjoying it. I've been playing Pokemon Legends ZA on it. This is a Hoppip. This is one of the only things you're going to find in the morning and the day. One of the possible meanings of Mavericks is... Let me go back up here. Hello? Man. Die to determine which has new nick. Okay. Oh, I forgot about that. You could do that and get them via phone calls. Ugh, I hate when I do that. Give me 1 second. I always do that. Critical hit! But all you do is splash like a Magikarp. Level 6. Smokescreen. Yeah, what is that? I don't know. I don't want to mess with it during stream if it screws something up. Yeah, I don't know what that is. So you can go up here and you can catch some rock types and stuff. I am kind of like debating on my team right now, so that's not at the forefront because I have to get to Mr. Pokemon's. You can talk to him or you can choose not to, but I talk to him for the pure fact of you get the map card on your Pokegear. You're a rookie trainer, aren't you? I can tell. That's okay. Everyone's a rookie at some point. If you'd like, I can teach you a few things. Okay then, follow me. And in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, he'll give you running shoes. So here's the Pokemon Center. You can heal your Pokemon in no time at all. You'll be relying on them a lot, so you better learn about them. Pokemart. This is a Pokemart. They sell balls for catching wild Pokemon and other useful items. Route 30 is out this way. Trainers will be battling their prized Pokemon there. This is the sea, as you can see. Some Pokemon are found only in water. Here, it's my house. Thanks for your company. Let me give you a small gift. There's the map card. Wish you luck on your journey. Yeah, in the new games, he'll give you running shoes. You don't get those until Gen 3, so they didn't exist in this game. Let's check out the stats on our Cyndaquil. Oh, that's right. There ain't really much you can go off of. 13 attack, defense is 10, special attacks 12, special defense is 11, and speed is 13. Gen 2 nature calculator. Gen 2. I'm pressing Gen 2. This is stupid. Okay. I like it if it would work. Well, I'll figure it out maybe. But hey, it's a female. Oh no, that's mine. No, it's a male Cyndaquil. Getting females is a little bit harder, but not impossible. Let's go heal up real quick. Your Pokemon are fully healed. We hope to see you again. Okay, you hope my Pokemon get hurt. Thank you. Alright, let's head on up. First set of grass I step into. So the Pokemon you'll find here, since it's the morning, 12% of finding Ladybug, 4% of finding Hoppip, 40% of finding Pidgey, 4% of finding Weedle, and 40% of finding Caterpie, which is what I ran into right now. During the day, you completely lose Ladybug. Hoppip's 16%, Pidgey's 40%, Weedle's 4% still, and Caterpie's 40%. So you just lose Ladybug. Hoppip's percentage goes up. Night, you will find 8% of Spinarak, 16% of finding a Zubat, 16% of finding a Poliwag, and 60% of finding a Hoothoot. Finding that Poliwag's actually kind of cool. I think that change was a leftover from an earlier stage of development back when Windows 95 was named Chicago. So we're currently at level 6 going on level 7. Hell yeah. I usually just try to make it to level 7 and then just quit there. So in here you get a, you know, Pokemon eat berries. Well, my Pokemon got healthier by eating a berry. Here, I'll share one with you. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, he pretty much stops you in the game just so you get a berry container. That's all, but you can grab them at any time. The new mechanic was making different Pokeballs in this game. So, we'll keep moving up here. Another Caterpie. Oh. No, I'm cracking down and I'm cleaning, so 12 o'clock noon today, I'm getting cleaning and I'm cooking a really good little crock pot meal, so I am go time today. That, and I'm gonna be rearranging this desk because my Xbox is hidden back behind here and there's a lot that needs to be moved around. Depicts iconified windows as icons on the desktop, but because it is possible to disable that. Well, keep going, Cyndaquil. There's that berry kicking in. I was waiting for it. When you get your starter Pokemon, you'll automatically have one of those. Nice. Cool, cool. So here's another berry tree, too. Poison Cure Berry. Those are extra handy. So here's Mr. Pokemon's house. Hello, hello, you must be Gabby. Professor Elm said that you would visit. This is what I want Professor Elm to examine. It's an egg. And this I've been making, I have it's like a taskbar swallowed in a... Oh, nice. In the key pocket, I know a couple who run a Pokemon daycare service. They gave me that egg. I was intrigued, so I sent mail to Professor Elm. For Pokemon evolution, Professor Elm is the authority. Even Professor Oak here recognizes that. If my assumption is correct, Professor Elm will know it. Aha, so you're Gabby. I'm Oak, a Pokemon researcher. I was just visiting my old friend Mr. Pokemon. I heard you were running an errand for Professor Elm, so I waited here. Oh, what's this? A rare Pokemon? Let's see. I see. I understand why Professor Elm gave you a Pokemon for this errand. To researchers like Professor Elm and I, Pokemon are our friends. He saw that you would treat your Pokemon with love and care. You seem to be dependable. How would you like to help me out? See, this is the latest version of Pokédex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. I think I took a while at this part also when I got there in Gold. But I've stayed too long. I have to get to Goldenrod for my usual radio show. Gabby, I'm counting on you. Yeah, I forgot he does the radio show. You're returning to Professor Elm. Here, your Pokemon should have some rest, and then he heals your Pokemon for you. I'm depending on you. So this is what his place looks like. I'm outie. Then you'll get a phone call from Professor Elm. Hello, Gabby? It's a disaster. It's just terrible. What should I do? Oh no. Please get back here now. On my way, my dude. I'm now going to run from the battles because I don't want my Pokemon hurt. I am going to be battling my rival. Have I learned a quality fire type move yet? Hell no. I learned smoke screen, but that's just to be more evasive. So here's an item right here. That's an antidote. We're just skipping some grass here. Back into Cherry Grove. And there he is. You got a Pokemon at the lab? What a waste. A wimp like you. Don't you get what I'm saying? Well, I too have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. Some people make it look more modern. Totodile. Cool animation, I love it. Quilava takes until level 31 to learn Flame Wheel. Yeah, I do know that because I think we're going to have Ember until then. It's a bit of a bitch, but it'll work. This is why I leveled up to 7 to at least make some sort of a dent. Kind of. Right now I'm running on water. And that's probably what I'll be running on all day. Goodbye. There's level 8. Huh, are you happy you won? I'm going to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. See ya, my dude. Yeah, let me go back and heal up my Cyndaquil. It's going to be beat the hell up. Okay. Heal up my Pokemon. Let's go, chop chop. I got a professor that's having probably a fantastic anxiety attack. Some configuration. Just do that. And then that's all she's gonna tell you to do, is that you can jump ledges and stuff. Default theme. Alright. What's up, my dude? I heard a Pokemon was stolen here. I was just getting some information from Professor Elm. Apparently it was a young male with long red hair. What? You battled a trainer like that? Did you happen to get his name? Yeah, I sure did. I'm naming him what he normally is in the manga, and in pretty much everywhere else. For the most part. Is Silver. If I played the male character, it would have been Gold. Okay, so Silver was his name. Thanks for helping my investigation. Just a lone Chikorita sitting on that table. Gabby, this is terrible. Oh yes, what was Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? This? But is it a Pokemon egg? If it is a great discovery. What? Professor Oak gave you a Pokédex? Gabby, is that true? That's incredible. He is superb at seeing the potential of people as trainers. Wow, Gabby, you may have what it takes to become the champion. You seem to be getting on great with Pokemon, too. You should take the Pokemon Gym Challenge. The closest gym would be the one in Violet City. Gabby, the road to the championship will be a long one. Before you leave, make sure that you talk to your mom. Will do, my dude. Gabby, use these on your Pokédex quest. And there's Pokeballs. Alright, let's go talk to Mother Deer. Now she in the kitchen. Wow, that's a cute Pokemon. Where did you get it? So you're leaving on an adventure. Okay, I'll help too, but what can I do for you? I know, I'll save money for you. On a long journey, money's important. Do you want me to save your money? Yeah, because what she'll do is she'll get you items and such, so normally I don't, but I'm going to for this one. And anytime you come back into the house to visit her, she'll ask if you want her to continue saving your money or if you just want to take the money that you have. Made the window border center tweak. Excuse me. I've seen you a couple times. How many Pokemon have you caught? Would you like me to show you how to catch Pokemon? So this is essentially, if you want to, you can learn how to catch Pokemon. I'm just going to, just for YouTube fact. But normally, you don't need to do this unless you don't know how to play Pokemon. But his name is Dude, by the way. If I remember correctly. Yeah, Dude. That's how you do it. If you weaken them first, Pokemon are easier to catch. Thanks, my dude. So now, we can go catch some Pokemon. The other place we can go to, is the cave. You can catch Phanpy early in the morning. In Gold and Silver, we didn't cover Route 46 until much later in the game, but there's a good reason to visit it early in Crystal. You can now catch Phanpy here. They're very rare and only appear in the mornings, but they're definitely worth the trouble. A Phanpy raised from level 2 will grow up to be an unusually powerful Donphan. The best ground type Pokemon in the game. You can also catch Geodude and Spearow here, and unlike Phanpy, they're very easy to find. So you can get Phanpy, Spearow, Geodude, and Rattata. What was I looking at for mine? So it's telling me I'll need a flying type, so either Gyarados or Crobat is their decisions. Fighting normal for power, so they said between Heracross, Machamp, and Snorlax. Psychic coverage being Umbreon, Girafarig, and Espeon. And adding utility like Elekid, Ampharos, or Quagsire / Lapras. I think I would prefer to get the Lapras for the ice coverage. I'm going to need it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then mine being 6. Okay. Well, don't you get an Eevee in the game? So maybe I'll just mess around with a Espeon. I've never truly used one ever. I think the only Eevee evolutions I've used are Vaporeon and Jolteon. That's it. Those are the only 2 Eevee evolutions I've ever used. I love Jolteon. If I had to pick one, Jolteon's my favorite. Well, for Gen 1. Gen 2, which are my favorites, both of them are, Espeon gets just a little bit nudged higher. But, yeah, so thing is, though, you can't get Ampharos in Crystal. I'd have to trade it over. Because you can't get Ampharos in this game, if I remember correctly, in Crystal specifically. Up to this point, Crystal players have had the luxury of being able to catch every Pokemon from both the Gold and Silver versions, but Route 31 is the first sea in which Gold and Silver Pokemon have disappeared. Mareep, the beloved electric sheep, no longer wanders Route 32 or anywhere in Crystal. You'll have to wait a long time before you get your first chance at an electric Pokemon. So you might just want to trade for a Mareep with a friend who has Gold or Silver. They're very easy to find in both those versions. I might have to do that. Might have to. Let's see. I have an easier time trading with my DMGs. Yeah, that'll be fine. Oh wait, this is Crystal. It has to be newer. It has to be newer than DMG. That's gonna be a bit of a bitch because I don't have a Game Boy Color trading cable. So Ampharos might be out. We'll see though. I'll see what sleeves and ties I can play around with, because I might just order a Game Boy Color trade cable. They shouldn't be too bad. Anywho, let's continue forward. Ampharos is slow, but I used it. For me, it's been Jolteon and Umbreon. I have never used an Umbreon, but yet it's one of my favorite Eevee evolutions. Ampharos is slow, but I used it in my most recent Silver playthrough. I love it. I love Ampharos, but they literally said it. You cannot find it in Crystal. So you'd have to trade for it. And I don't have a link cable for Game Boy Colors. I have a really good link cable for DMG. And I know I could probably do it with Game Boy Advance, but my wireless trader half the time doesn't work with that. But I can mess around with it still and see if I could. That team also had some other laggards, including Quagsire. Could have up to 10 title bar buttons if I wanted, but 4 menu. Fair enough. Yeah. Since it's the morning still, why don't we go and check and see if we can catch ourselves a Phanpy, just for Pokédex sakes. I won't be able to catch a Zubat till like tonight. But I think there's a cave further down. I have a Game Link cable for the original Game Boy from Goodwill, but I can't test it because I only have one. Yeah, mine is solid. Like, it's amazing. It works perfectly. I can trade with ease with that. So, I have never issues with Gen 1 Pokemon needing trading. Do, 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 do. So you can catch Spearow here, which that's a 25% chance of finding. Phanpy is 5% chance, mind you. Geodude is 45% chance. And Rattata is 25. So I could trade if I either get a link cable for the GBA or for the Game Boy Color. We'll see which ones I'll grab. Yeah, we'll see if we can find a Phanpy. What's up, Ramon? What's up? I made it. Hello. Welcome. Cyndaquil, yep. Normally it's Totodile, but this one I really didn't want to go through the pain of picking a fire type that needed some sort of fucking stone to get it, so I was just like, let's just get Cyndaquil and just be done with the fire types. You're alright. I just picked Cyndaquil and I battled the rival. He stole a Pokemon, which was Totodile. It's anything that you're weak to. I wanted to see how much I could do to a level 2 Geodude. So you haven't missed much. I'm just trying to toy around and see how I'm gonna have my team set up. There's Phanpy. This is the best ground type Pokemon you can get in this current game. I think I went on a monologue about fire types at the beginning. Yeah. So fast I mistyped it. It fled. Yo. What the fuck? Bro. Are you kidding me? They're so hard to find and they can flee? That would have been nice to know. That would have been, like, wonderful to know. I'll try this one more time. I was just catching this for the Pokédex. Phanpy learns moves slowly and isn't anything special. Like, it goes through everything you can catch here. And if they suggest it or not. So, like, while Chikorita excels in defense, Cyndaquil is the quickest and has the best special attack score. Its fire moves are a little weak in the early game, though, so it's hard to take advantage of its strengths at the beginning of the game. And then for, like, Pidgey's moves have been tweaked a bit in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. It now starts with Tackle, but doesn't learn Gust until level 9. It's still the easiest flyer to capture, but definitely one of the weakest. Pidgey evolves into Pidgeotto at level 18 and Pidgeot at 36. Like, it goes through everything and tells you if it's good enough or not. Big news for Zubat fans, Gold, Silver, Crystal introduces a third evolution for this underappreciated poison flying type, Crobat, who evolves from a very tamed, which is a friendly, Golbat. Doesn't have any new moves, but it can learn Fly and is much quicker than Golbat. I'll have to look and see what its moves are then, because I might not use it. We'll see. Stuff like that. Poliwag are very common in Crystal, appearing at night in several overworld routes. Poliwag isn't too impressive by itself, but if you evolve it into a Poliwhirl, you can then use a Water Stone or trade it with a King's Rock to get a powerful Poliwrath or Politoed, but don't evolve it too early. Each of those forms can learn 2 exclusive moves, but none of them are anywhere near as good as the Hydro Pump that Poliwag and Poliwhirl would learn if you didn't evolve them until much later. So it gives you tips, tricks, all that fun jazz. Crobat is scary fast. Let me see here. 4925. You would have had to wait until Violet City to get a Growlithe if you hadn't chosen Cyndaquil. And I would have been fine with Growlithe, but getting its moves to where I want and then trying to find a Firestone, it's a bitch. So I know when I play Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I know it's going to be a bitch, but I will use Arcanine in one of my runs. Last time I picked up Gen 2 was when Crystal got re-released to the 3DS. Oh, hell yeah. When they put them on the store. That's the last time anyone could get old Pokemon games. At least up to Gen 2. The Johto, who's going to be the standout? Too bad Johto has so little Johto. Yeah, Crobat's fast. Hands to Houndour being in Kanto. Yeah, I know. That sucks. Because that's the only way you're going to get Houndour. Like, post-game. Which is a joke. I hated that when I wanted to play these games. I'm like, I don't get Houndour till post-game? Are you kidding me? Yeah, if I get a capture card for the Switch too, we will definitely be playing some Switch games. Bad game design. Facts. Let's put a new Pokemon in the post game, just so that nobody can enjoy it. The same is true of Larvitar and in Gold and Silver themselves, Sneasel. Yeah. Very true, very true. A lot of good Pokemon that you'd like to catch for your game, and there's no point in catching, and putting those on your team post-game. The only reason you'd get them is so that this way you wouldn't have to deal with it in future other playings of whatever copy you're gonna keep it on. Well, I'm getting out of here. I'm tired of playing around. I just can't believe that one fled. But anywho, you can catch Phanpy up here. It's a bitch. It's a bitch. I didn't know if I was gonna run into anybody or not. There's a Ladybug. I think I even caught Phanpy. There in my current Crystal playthrough, but I don't think I did much with it until I evolved it into Donphan for the Pokédex. Fair enough. So here's your first trainer battle. I just lost, so I'm trying to find more Pokemon. Wait, you look weak. Come on, let's battle. Whatever you say, big guy. You out of here, Ramon? I'll see ya if you're out of here. You're a Pokemon trainer, right? Then you have to battle. Let's go, buddy. Yeah, it even tells you what trainers you can get their phone numbers for. And it tells you who is who, so it's nice that this is very descriptive if I have to go back and backtrack and find one of these guys and learn their phone numbers for whatever reason. Because you can rebattle them. I register Pokegear telephone numbers only for the two... Oh, swarms and stones. Yeah, that's kind of what I planned on doing, was just whatever I need. Good day, I'm in such a hurry this morning, I'm on the west. Oh, hell yeah, enjoy. You're all good, buddy. Enjoy your time. That's not a bad idea. I would like to trade. Since I have gold, silver, crystal. But I need to get a link cable for, either my Game Boy Color or Advance, because I only have a Game Link trade cable for my DMG. And the Game Boy Color, games don't work on the old Game Boys. They don't. Can I find onyx in this cave? I cannot. But I get it for trade, if I remember correctly. Okay, so... Oh, okay. There's Zubat. I'll catch one just for the pure fact of I may use it. I don't need to trade for it. It just, it'll evolve when it's Golbat and it's happy, but I'm too good for it because it's a level 2 and I'm a 10. Well, we'll just find a not weak one. I skipped over Gen 2. Johto wasn't my cup of tea. Not everybody's, and you're fine. I'm trying for that 5% chance of finding a Teddy Ursa, damn it. I may use it on my team if I'm tempted. There's another Zubat. Let's hope that you started with it. Started with Gen 2. That's how my fiance started. I think it was Gen 2 for him. Lost that script I wrote to open video. Oh. Tackle it, damn it. It's all I can do. It's too weak. It needs to spawn in at a higher level. Level 2 just ain't cutting it, man. Doesn't have a link cable, come on. Yeah, I know. No, but I'm probably gonna see how much one goes on eBay, because I have access to both Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color link cable. This is a level 4, so this might work. And no, it won't. Official Game Boy Advance link cable, that's $32. This Game Link cable for $12 will do Game Boy Color and Game Boy Pocket, because those were the same. So I'd be covered for those systems. That's a Pikachu Game Link cable for $50. It's still new in the box. I remember seeing these. I don't know if anyone else remembers seeing those. There we go. I'll watch it, but I don't know if I'm spending... Someone else has one, not for $50, but for $28. That's a deal. And then one official OEM Game Boy, and it's tested. It's for Game Boy Advance, and it's $25. So, I think I'll probably try and get one. You're gonna die. I started with Gen 3 Ruby, to be specific. Hoenn has been the best music. That wasn't Japan exclusive after all. I guess not. Keep giving me these shitty Zubats. That's an OEM Game Boy Color one, but it's $28. It's So, regardless, if you're paying for OEM, which is mainly what I'm trying to do so I don't get no faulty one, it's going to be in the $20 range. Come on, man. Give me a Pokemon or something. Yeah, so regardless, I'm going to be spending some money. Which is fine. Which is fine. 18 bucks for a Game Boy Color one. Hell yeah, I'll look at that one too. We shall see! Another Zubat. Hello, Chad. I hope you're all well. What happened to Twitch? Are you starting one? I am, but because I'm moving around this game room and, trying to do a million things, I am gonna be messing around with Twitch in a little while. But I'm gonna play this in the meantime. Doing this for a Teddy Ursa. I keep running into level 2 Zubats and I don't want those. They're gonna die immediately as soon as I hit them. Which, I mean, that's good for my Pokemon because it's strong, but I need a better level than a fucking level 2 Zubat. Looks like I'll be trying to catch something off screen for a Zubat at least, but I'm also in here to try and catch Teddy Ursa if I can. But with the 60% chance of finding Zubat, this is a bit of a bitch. Teddy Ursa always escapes at the first opportunity, so you'll need Mean Look or Sleep to move to snag one. It has good reason to run. It knows if it bides this time, it will grow up into an Ursaring, one of the best normal type Pokemon. It has solid stats and some interesting moves. Rest and Snore make a good combo. Dark type, Feint attack, wrecks Psychics, and Thrash is a serious beating, although Ursaring won't learn it until level 59. So I have to remember if I run into one, I'm going to have to throw a Pokeball at it, and it still might run. So this is going to be and prove to be a bit of a bitch. That's if I'm still able to catch one. Because I don't know when the morning stops. Does it stop at 10 in the morning or does it stop at 11? I'll look that up. Not on that one. Morning ends and day begins precisely at 10 a.m., so I cannot get a Teddy Ursa right now. I missed it by 15 minutes. I'm out of here. We're gonna fight. I actually might try and use that, because it does tell me I can use a normal type, and I could, when I was looking up teams for mine, and it says fighting/normal for power, so Heracross, Machamp, Snorlax. I may try Ursaring. I've never really personally used one. I wouldn't have minded if I caught a Heracross either, so I didn't notice until 2007 that morning had a different color palette than day. Oh. In Game Boy Color mode. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about Ursaring. It says Snorlax, but it's like I could use Snorlax in red, blue, and yellow. They're identical, I think. Okay. One of these levels I will get Ember so I can burn all these bugs, man. I was waiting for it to poison me immediately. It tried, the only chance it could, it tried. And there's level 11. One of these levels. One of these levels, yeah. I'll get Ember. Let me look up Cyndaquil so I can figure out when I do get Ember on it. I don't want you. I'm looking for 2 Bellsprouts. One that I'm trading for an Onix just to add to my Pokédex, and one that I will hold on to for a grass type user for Flash. Do, 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 do. I just want the moves. Gen 2. Crystal. Yeah, we'll learn Ember by level 12. Yeah, it's at level 11 now. Why not do Heart Gold or Soul Silver? I had done all the other, like, special Game Boy games, so I did Emerald, then I went to Yellow, then I went to Platinum. So it's like, I kind of skipped over 2nd gen. So I was just like, let me do the special 2nd gen, and I will do Heart Gold and Soul Silver in the future because I love these games a lot. Gen 2, the Johto games, the originals, do have their flaws because they are original Game Boy games. But I like them in the fact that these Pokemon are strong, like Phanpy being the best ground type. That's no lie. In Gen 2, it was the best ground type to that point. Same with Ursaring. It's one of the best normal types in the game at that time. So I'm playing it while it's OP still. I'm playing it while it's still a little bit broken. Gen 4, you get better moves, you have more evolutions, you have more Pokemon choices, like, you have so many options, yes. But I wanted to play Crystal to do Gen 2 justice. There's a Bellsprout. That's what I'm looking for. I'm grabbing 2 of these. 1 to trade, 1 to hold on to. See if I don't take it down. Thank you. This will technically be the first Pokemon I catch. Yeah, I definitely think we are going to be using an Espeon on this team. That's for sure. Really would like to use an Espeon. I just need one more Bellsprout and I'll be happy. And the amount of... Let's see, Bellsprout is 25% chance of finding since we're at daytime now. 10% finding Hoppip. Can't find Ladybug no more. 40% Pidgey, 5% Weedle, 20% Caterpie, 25% Bellsprout. Bellsprouts went up 5% from morning to day, and then it'll drop to 15% at night. But you can catch it at any time of the day. Then at night, it's Spinarak at 35%, 5% Zubat, 25% Poliwag, 15% Hoot Hoot, and 5% Ghastly. Kanto Trainer battle theme is one of the best pieces of video game music, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. Get used to these Bellsprouts, though. We're going to be seeing them a lot coming up. Don't nickname it. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's heal the Pokemon. Welcome to Violet City, by the way. We made it to the first official Pokemon town, where it has a gym trainer, gym battles. Afternoon, Gabby. Haven't seen you for a while. What's up, Cosmic Flare? Hope you've been doing well. Alright, we're gonna trade one of these. Forget if it's you. Pokemon you get in a trade grows quickly, but if you don't have the right gym badge, they may disobey you. Yes. I collect Pokemon. Do you have Bellsprout? Want to trade for my Onix? Sure do, kid. Take that one. Using Game Link. Hell yeah, Espeon doesn't get enough love. I used one for my Radical Red run. That is it's a very fantastic Pokemon. It's my favorite EV evolution. So Espeon's in the cards. You get an Eevee from Bill. And to get an Espeon, you just level it up with Friendship during the morning or the day. If you do it at night and it evolves, you'll get Umbreon. So if it tries evolving at night, I need to make sure to cancel that. But usually I'm streaming with you guys during the daytimes now. I'm trying not to do the after work ones just because I'm dog tired after them. There's Onix. Yay, I got myself a Bellsprout. Thanks. So we got ourselves an Onix. His name is Rocky. He's holding a Bitterberry, and he knows Tackle and Screech. He's a level 5. Essentially, whatever level the Pokemon that you're trading is the level that the Pokemon you will receive from an NPC. So we got ourselves a Onix as an option. I'm not keeping it by any means, but I have it. Deposit. We're going to deposit both Bellsprout and Rocky. I may use Steelix. That's a definite option. I just need to get the link cable. But we'll see. Okay. So to continue with the game, I have to go and battle the Pokemon Tower. Sprout Tower, per se. And you have to battle in here. Have you ever gotten Pokerus? I got it twice, and can you believe it, twice? I remember I had it on a bunch of Pokemon. I had it on my Heart Gold and Soul Silver team, every single one of them. And I think in my Gen 4, one of my Gen 4 teams, either Diamond or Pearl. I can't remember which. Tower will stand strong. So, if nobody knows Johto, there's a reason for each specific Pokemon game, if you dig into lore a little bit. Gen 2 or Johto not only goes more into evolution, because you get baby Pokemon in this game, but it also goes into the lore of the old Pokemon. So, Raikou, Entei, Suicune in that tower, Ho-Oh and Lugia, and stuff like that. It's a lot of history. That's a lot of what Gen 2 is. And I love this game. Not only that, but you also, I know it's much smaller than if you actually played Gen 1, but it lets you go on and play into Kanto. I've gotten it a few to several times in the past almost 20, yeah. It's nice when you get it on your Pokemon too. Bellsprout? Like I said, get used to seeing Bellsprouts. That's mainly what this tower is consisting of. You will run into Pokemon in here, being Rattatas all day, and then at night it's a 70% Rattata, but a 30% of finding Ghastly. So, mainly what we're going to find here right now are Rattatas. There's a Paralyze heal. Excuse me. Bellsprout. Oh, that's a pain in the ass. Yes, I did have breakfast and I'm currently drinking on some water. There's 12. Now I get Ember. Now we can just fly through here. Now we're just gonna fly. This will be quick. There is an item up here. If I had to pick between the Gen 1 grass types that you could find in the wild, I'm more of an Oddish fan. I like Vileplume. In this game, Blossom gets another, like, Oddish gets another evolution and poor Bellsprout doesn't. So in Gen 2, I almost feel bad for Bellsprout because they add Blossom, but they don't add anything to Bellsprout. They just still have Victory Bell. How's things at Crystal? I missed the beginning as usual. Oh, everything's good. So far, so good. I'm trying to stamp out how I want my team. I am thinking about Ursaring, but also thinking about Heracross. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm between the two. Now I run into a damn wild Pokemon. There was a scrapped alternate Weeping Bell evolved from the Space World 97 build of oh! I think it's Japanese name. Nice. Okay, I don't think I can get another hit out, so let's just try catching it. The only reason, if you want Teddiursa, it's found in the Dark Cave during the morning. Yeah, I was trying for that, and I'm thinking 10 o'clock is still considered the morning, and I'd been looking for like 10 minutes and realized it had been past 10 o'clock and we're past the morning. I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna have to try again a different day and catch it. I'm just catching that thing for HMs, but yeah, I think I might try a Teddiursa. Might. Like I said, it's going to be a coin toss between it and Heracross. Because it's telling me for Cyndaquil to try a team with Gyarados or Crobat, flying for ground fighting, Lapras or Quagsire for water ground, Ampharos or Elekid, which Ampharos you'd have to trade over, and or Heracross, Ursaring. I'm also going to use a Espeon too, so I'd like to use Espeon. I gotta fight you, huh? This will tell me where I'm at with the, there's 13. By the way, no Hound Hour until you reach Kanto, which is weird considering it's a fort. Yeah, that's what I was literally telling everyone, is that's such a waste because no one's gonna use it on their team when it's post-game. You're pretty much saying, I'm going to catch this, I'm going to keep this save file, and for other future save files, I'll trade it over. Yeah, exactly. Mareep's not in Crystal either. I literally have to trade Mareep to get Ampharos, which is so stupid. Ampharos is one of my favorite top 10 Pokemon. My autistic mind always tries to line up the Pokeball overlay that's flashing when engaging in battle to have player and CPU standing exactly in the middle of it. They make Crystal so asshat backwards. I mean, fair. But at least in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which is pretty much what the game is based off of, is Crystal and its storyline. Kind of. Because you still get to get your Lugia or Ho-Oh, whichever of your two that you started with, but it like melds everything in together. I love Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Hoot hoot! It looks like we'll be battling our first gym leader in this video because it's only 10:30 right now. And I'm just about to be finishing Sprout Tower here. Cyndaquil's evolving! I get a Quilava! Look at that beauty. Oh. Hell yeah. First evolution, first gym battle. We're getting everything done this first video. Treat your Pokemon better. The way you battle is far too harsh. Pokemon are not tools of war. He claims to be the elder, but he's weak. It stands to reason. I'd never lose to fools who babble about being nice to Pokemon. I only care about strong Pokemon that can win. I really couldn't care less about weak Pokemon. Toodles, dude. Looking forward to see what Pokemon you add to your Crystal team. Yeah, I am gonna be doing a lot of digging and seeing what move pools they learn at such an early game, but I want to see it frolicking in a few. I kind of want to see how it'll turn out, because I definitely need an ice type user for dragons. Not only am I dealing with dragons in the 8th gym, but I'm dealing with it before post game. So yeah, I'm just like, I need to get an ice type like stat, which involves a water type. I like Ho-Ho better than Lugia. It deserved a movie, but I'll settle with the first legendary scene. I'm a Lugia fan. Want to know what mine was when I was little? Actually, yeah. Thank you on the congrats. Lugia is my favorite second gen legendary. It's tied with favorite legendary as well with Mew. Burnt you, bitch! Down we go. You and your Pokemon should have no problem using this move. Take this Flash, HM. Typhlosion, Donphan, Heracross, Umbreon, Lantern, and Skarmory. That's a pretty good team. I was literally looking at Donphan too, and I tried catching it and it ran. So I was like, alright. I was just trying to grab it for the Pokédex, but that's okay. Alright, let's go heal up real quick, because it looks like I can go battle the gym. No, I'm dead serious. Lugia is my favorite. When I play Gold or Silver, I lean to Silver every time, for the most part. The only reason I'd go to Gold is because Growlithe is on there. I mean, it was the same in Blue and Red. If anyone had to make me choose, I would have been Blue. But I only like Red because Arcanine's in there. So, let me see. You could head that way. Oh, excuse me. And it'll take you to the ruins of Alph. Or to the Sudowoodo that's blocking the way. But we're going to go take on the gym leader. Is located early to Lake Teddiursa. Yeah, I ran into it. And it ran. God. Let me just take in this music for a second. I love this. Yeah, I love Gen 2 music. I may have mentioned this, but with a brief exception in 2006, I didn't get silver until 2014. That was one of my first Pokemon Game Boy games I picked up next to Blue. And I got my cousin's copy of Red. You're hurting me. Stop, please. Damn it. You may have done that with 1 HP. I'll hit you with this tackle. Let's go. First step to becoming champ of the Johto region. Let's go. Trainer number 2. Yeah, depending on how painstaking this game's going to be to me, which I know this game can be pretty rough to people, I usually take breaks in between Pokemon, but the next Pokemon game I will be playing, more than likely, is Gen 5, which is Black, White, or Black 2, White 2. Probably decide between the two if I want to deal with just all the Unova, or if I want to deal with the Unova and then some. So, we'll see. No, just stay. Okay, let's go back and heal up one more time, and I will get the Rattata put in the box. That's just for HMs, for the most part. More than likely I'll get Growlithe, because I can trade with my DSs still. So I'd probably have no issues with grabbing a Growlithe. I love Tepig, don't get me wrong, but I started with and will forever be Team Oshawott. Oh yeah, it is shaped like a $sign. Yes, that is true. I think it was that way in Heart Gold and Soul Silver too. Like, they pretty much did the best that they could to pretty much move everything. And then give it their own tweaking to modernize it. So we'll save right here. There's another save file. Is it okay to overwrite it? Sure is. That one I was just testing to make sure this battery was saving after I had streamed last week. Me fixing it and then cleaning a couple more Game Boys. I'm Faulkner, the Violet Pokemon Gym Leader. People say you can clip flying type Pokemon's wings with a jolt of electricity. I won't allow such insults to bird Pokemon. I'll show you the real power of the magnificent bird Pokemon. Forgot. Exhibit B, the Clefairy-like design in the Goldenrod City Gym. Also that. That I did know about. Whitney's Gym. Johto! Took you roughly 85. Yep. It would be a bummer if battery runs out mid-game. Luckily, I just changed that last stream because the save battery was starting to not know what day or time it was, so I was like, the battery's on its way out. So I just changed it, so that'll be good for another 7 to 10 years. Falconer's gone. I had made Johto champion Gabby But now I don't know. Lugia, Blue, Oshawott, what's next? You're gonna say that No, Giuseppe was the GOAT. I was just saying at the beginning of this playthrough, I'm like, I can't really think of nicknames. It has to stick out to me. I'm like, I mean, we can't all be as great as Giuseppe. I said, he's forever immortal. I said, Cyndaquil may have a nickname in the future, but there's always at least one Pokemon on my playthroughs that'll have some sort of nickname. I'm out of here. Mud Slap. Really? Time not set. No! I'm giving you this egg. I'm not using your egg you're giving me, depending on what it is. You'll get a surprise phone call. He'll direct you to speak with his aide at the Pokemon Center, who will give you the mystery egg. Keep this egg in your party as you continue your quest, and after an hour or so of traveling, it will hatch. We'll cover that miraculous event on page 33. Well, let's go heal up anyways. There he is. Easiest gym leader battle, literally. Alright, give me the egg. You will get an extra egg that will turn into a baby Pokemon. I think this one is the Togepi egg. But yeah, let me go to page 33 though. Has Professor Elm's egg hatched yet? The egg Professor Elm gave you hatches based on the number of steps taken. If you've made it this far, it probably already has. If not, check the egg stats. The message there will give you an indication of how far along it is. When it does, congratulations, you have a Togepi. I'm not using Togepi this without Togekiss. I had Togepi and Heart Gold because of Togekiss. They got rid of virtual machines. Yeah, the egg I got is Togepi, which is meh. But I'll hatch it just for the sake of the game. It moves around inside sometimes. It must be close to hatching. At one point, you will get an egg that has a lot of the baby Pokemon, and I'm kind of curious, and I'm going to skip through and find said egg. Get an abandoned baby Pokemon egg. In Crystal, you'll be given an odd egg the first time you visit the daycare. So once I get before Goldenrod City. So we're talking a little bit. This egg will hatch as normal, contains a random pre-evolved Pokemon. Pichu, Cleffa, Igglybuff, Smoochum, Elekid, Tyrogue, Magby, or another fucking Togepi. Don't miss this opportunity to get a great Pokemon early. So you'll get any of those, quite few, but still decent. Pichu goes to Pikachu and to Raichu. Cleffa is to Clefairy and to, Clefable. Igglybuff to Jigglypuff to Wigglytuff, Smoochum to Jinx, Elekid to Electabuzz, Tyrogue to, if you want Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan, Magby into Magmar, and Togepi, we all know that one. If I swear to God, if I get 2 Togepis, I'll be pissed. Must be from the training you gave them. Oh, this guy will stop you if you're too low, if you haven't gotten the gym. Now I get a Miracle Seed for a Grass-type Pokemon. Thanks, my dude. I'm out of here. Anywho. Miracle Seed, calendar event number 2, Miss Friday. Like her sister Tuscany on Route 29. Which, where the hell was she? Said Route 29, huh? Route 29. Tuesday's child. In this spot, you'll find the first of 7 siblings who each appear at one spot in Johto, on one specific day of the week. Tuscany here only appears on Tuesdays, and only after you beat the gym in Violet City. It can be a pain to remember to come back, but it's worth it. She gives you a pink bow that, when equipped, powers up all of one Pokemon's normal type attacks. Friday's sister, Frida, only appears once a week on Fridays. When a Pokemon holds the gift she gives you, its poison type moves will be powered up, which is pretty much like a poison barb. Hitmontop also. Yes, Hitmontop. They're no longer using HMs. Not in the new games. Now, in this game, yes. I have a cute Togepi plushie from at least this egg got a head start. Yeah, that's true. I was a fan of Hitmonchan more, but I am currently, like, I don't really have a preference between the original two. I like both of them, but Hitmontop's pretty cool too. So this is the route I'd like to catch in next Pokemon, but I can't catch him until the night. That pisses me off. It's Wooper. I'm trying to catch a Wooper. We'll be getting into that cave in a minute, so we'll just continue forward here. Okay. She'll have a female Nidoran. Oh my gosh. It's a little frustrating to wait for a particular time to get the Pokemon you want. Yeah, wait, you're gonna do the infamous red battle on top of Mount Silver? I'm gonna try. Try is the key word. I know that's one of the hardest battles ever. I tried it on Heart Gold and Soul Silver and it took me ages. Ages. Too long. You better have an OP team. Yeah, I know. Don't remind me. Do not remind me. That's why I'm like leaning towards I'm gonna need some sort of ground type for that Pikachu he's got. Maybe. I don't know. It'll be one for the books. I hope it is. You know I can't pass up an item. It's a great ball too. When there is a picnicker, there is a camper nearby. True. Found some good Pokemon in the grass. I think they'll do it for me. Okay. You're number 7, so you are a Wooper. Not Ember. Head this way to go after these fishermen. They're not going to give me a whole hell of a lot, but some experience is better than nothing. The youngster wasn't wrong. Goldeen, Goldeen. Excuse me. My bee. What? How are you? I found a useful item shopping, so I bought it with your money. Sorry, it's in your PC. You'll like it. She'll get you stuff. And that's fine. Sometimes they're useful items. The Dex, I don't think so, just because I don't have currently the link cable for it, but, more than likely I could get it done with my Pokemon Yellow, because I have Red and Blue, so I'd be able to send over whatever Pokemon are near impossible to get. A little level 15 Magikarp, come on. Yeah, I have to rearrange a lot of stuff today. I got cleaning to do in our storage area behind me because it's attached to the kitchen, but there's no door connecting it here. Doesn't need to. I'm gonna clean that and move stuff from the middle room into the storage area. So I have a lot of messing around I have to do, and since we rearranged the game room, I have to rearrange wires. I'm gonna move systems around. It's gonna be a little bit of a change up. A little bit of a change up. Much needed. This Fisher is unique with Magikarp. Yeah, I know. Give me a Poliwag. Oh, there we go. Spoke too soon. Change is good. Magikarp is one of my favorite Pokemon. I know. It doesn't care. It's just here, man. Two of them. There we go. Oh my god, this guy's infamous. How would you like to have this? Tasty, nutritious Slowpoke tail. For you right now, just $1,000,000 Poké-Dollars. Just $1,000,000. Can't even get that in this game. You'll want this. No, you don't want it? Then scram, shoo. Then what happens when I tell him yes? I feel Magikarp. So, I thought kids these days were loaded. Get out of here. Heal me up. We're all just Magikarp. We're just here, splashing around. Talk to this guy, you'll get your first fishing rod. It don't get you much, but you can catch Magikarps with this. Quillfish on swarms, and tentacles. 0%, but numbers increase during swarms, so you'd have to know the swarms. I'll take some fried Magikarp, though. Dude, same. Same. People are like, ew, carp are disgusting, they're bottom feeders. I'm like, have you personally tried and cooked carp A correctly and B catching and cooking carp? I haven't. I'm not judging because I haven't, but I'm like, fish fried regardless is delicious. I don't care what anyone says. And especially you make your own fish and chips, you're set. Doesn't have to be beer battered. Do I like beer battered better? Yes. I love beer battered fish. Much better. But regardless, ooh. So good. Want to get high on Slowpoke tail? Fair enough, I know. It's like, what you doing with these Slowpoke tails, my guy? I will be making another video soon because I have a buddy I'm working on his Game Boy for. So, I know I put it... I had to move it while we were derping around. I think it's back in there, but I have a DMG I'm going to be working on and making a video on. Modding it and such, so that's something to look for in the future. If you have never had fish and chips in London. I've never been out of the country, which is a sad, sad fact, but that's one thing I would like to do if I ever did get the chance to go to England. I do want some fish and chips. Other than I'm a huge Beatles fan, so I know Abbey Road's in London, and if I remember correctly, in one of the cluster shit areas, because I think it's Westminster, which is very heavy traffic. But then there's Liverpool. Anywho, Union Cave. I was told that's a potion. And that was an X attack. So that's like the first mistake I've seen in this book so far. I've been to Abbey Road. I'm so jealous. I dressed up as Paul McCartney from Abbey Road with my friends in high school my sophomore year. I was not completely barefoot. I wore flip-flops and I had a fake cigarette in my hand. will find it. Because I know oh god, this is going to be a long battle. I know I have it. Are you sure they didn't just change it between gold, silver, and crystal? I mean, this is a crystal specifically book, because this one here is for gold and silver only. And it says gold and silver. This one is specifically crystal. Oh, I'm jealous. There it is. Remember, I said I'm playing Paul McCartney, so I'm the one second to last in the picture. I'm wearing a wig too, mind you. A wig, flip-flops, and a fake cigarette. We all pretty much, other than me, wearing flip-flops or Converse. My favorite Halloween costume I ever did, and we didn't even have to go buy. And the only thing I had to personally go buy at a Halloween store that year was a wig and the cigarette. Everything else, like the flip-flops I had, the outfit, we got most of our outfit stuff at Goodwill. Ringo was my grandmother's favorite, actually. That was her favorite Beatle. She loved him on the drums. No, my favorite Beatle... It's not like it's superbly changed, but now there's a tie. You'd think, oh, it's... Don't jump to conclusions. My favorite Beatle growing up was Paul McCartney. Obviously, the cute Beatle. He's still around. I went and saw him in concert in 2014. I think the only thing that's changed and why he's tied with Paul McCartney now is because I love his point of view and how he saw everything and how much of a jokester he was even after the Beatles was George Harrison. I mean, he helped keep, if you know Monty Python's Life of Brian, Brain, whatever, he's the one that kept that movie going. He paid for that and he cameoed in that. He was getting copyright infringement on, My Sweet Lord because it had the beat or something to a different song. But anyways, he was on, I think it was either SNL or it was something where he sung "I'm Just a Pirate" because of piracy on the song. So I'm gonna find this here. Let me put it up on screen. Let me pause this here for a second. Sorry, chat. So you hear how they're starting out sounding like My Sweet Lord? This is how the band planned this, because that's the song they were going to play. BBC TV series Rutland Weekend Television hijacks My Sweet Lord to sing his pirate song. All credits to... Here he comes. Look at this genius, this hilarious man.
a pirate's life for me. All my friends are pirates and the same.
That is legit reaction. The whole band's confused.
Black and white and fast. So get out of your skull and crossbones and running up your mast. With the yo-ho-ho and ha-ha-ha-dee-ha-ha-ho. Yo-ho-ho and ha-ha-ha-dee-yo-yo-yo-yo. I got a jolly Roger, it's a black and white and fast. So get out of your skull and crossbones, running up your mast.
The man is just a legend. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone says. As an adult, there's a reason he's now tied. Who has a better name than Ringo? My favorite Beatle is John Cleese. Beatle, Paul is the best. He financed it, so Raven, Paul's song is a great day. Trolling on live TV is so funny. I know. That's the hilarity of it all. I know so much Beatles lore, it's not even funny, because I've been a diehard fan of the Beatles since I was 15. I don't claim to know everything. There's still stuff I'm learning that's new information that shows up once in a blue moon. And I'm just like, man, I just take this all in like a sponge, and I'm like, let's just add to my encyclopedia of useless information. I'm here to troll you, Onyx. I hate this thing. Oh my god. I'm gonna go back up here real quick. I'm gonna heal, and I'm gonna bring out Rocky, just so that I have another rock type to fight with. That was ridiculous. Because I know I'm gonna have I have 3 Geodudes coming up next. What? I'm not no. We're not doing this. Problem is, he is level 5, so he is woo! Ah, go. And in this cave on Fridays, once you get to the lower level, if you have Surf, you will be able to go catch a Lapras for free. No questions asked, nothing like that. Vaguely remember this being the only rural Pokemon Center in Johto. Yes, you were correct on that one. Oh yeah, Jesus. I don't really have anything other than like normal types, so we're just gonna screech our way through here. think Kanto had 2. Yeah, one before Mount Moon and one before Rock Tunnel. Since I played Yellow. Say, are players able to evolve a traded Pokemon? I believe so. Ooh. Thank you, Screech. Okay, Gabby, didn't know you were a Beetle fan. I often hear people say they're overrated. It really depends. You could think of it as overrated if you want to. I take it with a grain of salt because I get it. But they are truly the band that has revolutionized rock and roll as we know it. The reason I say this is prerequisite rock and roll. We're talking Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley. Elvis is in the army. There's nothing he can do. He's in the army. Buddy Holly tragically died in a plane crash with Richie Valens and Big Bopper. And Chuck Berry continued his wake. Jerry Lee Lewis was the same, but he was in a downspin because he married his cousin, or a relative, one of the two, if I remember correctly. And the Beach Boys were just starting to revolutionize surf rock / rock in general because they were the first band after Buddy Holly had passed to keep rock and roll going. The Beatles came right after the Beach Boys were starting to make wake. No pun intended on that one. But also you can take that as intended. Buddy Holly was revolutionizing a 4-man band. 1 bass player, 1 guitar player, 1 drums, and rhythm guitar. And he was also producer, trying to get his own music. Everyone's dipping their hands in the pot back then. Elvis did not make his own songs. He sung them. He played them and sung them. He didn't make his own or write his own music. He had different producers, different songwriters. He didn't have any of that. And when the Beatles came into wake, he was jealous. I'll get into that a little bit later, but essentially, when the Beatles landed and Ed Sullivan's show in 1964 happened, because few months prior, this was in February of 64, you have to remember in November of 63, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. America's in mourning. They're not worried about what's going on in another country in England. So when the Beatles set foot and started making wake, it completely revolutionized rock and roll overnight. You can hear from so many different rock and roll musicians. Billy Joel, Ozzy Osbourne, you name it, they have the Beatles listed or a Beatle listed as influence for them. David Bowie, David Crosby, Paul Simon, Art Garfunkel, you name it. They will go all the way back to the Beatles. The Beatles, when you were looking up the Beatles, they looked up to Fats Domino, which is early rock and roll. Not too many people know Fats Domino. Fats Domino, Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley. Those are, Brian Wilson is the GOAT. God bless his soul. He just passed away last June. And that hit me in my heart because that was my grandmother and I's favorite band. So I started with the Beach Boys first, but went to the Beatles after preteen, once I was a full-fledged teenager. But yeah, don't even go there about Mike Love. I can't believe he's related to them. He does not act like he's related. He is a money-hungry hound. I'll tell you what. But anyways, for the Beatles, they paved way for everybody else. Who you think of rock and roll wise, 70s, 80s, you got to thank the Beatles for setting that foot. Or we wouldn't have rock and roll, metal, or anything like that. Because Ozzy Osbourne is godfather of metal. The Ramones are godfather of punk. Like, you have to thank the Beatles for starting up some of your favorite garage rock, punk rock, all of the above. You have them to thank for all of the genres of different guitar playing that we have today. So, yes, they can be considered overrated because they literally are what started it all. But you have to also take into consideration how many barriers and how much stuff they did to get rock and roll to where it's at now. That's all I'm saying. They made way. They broke so many records. Anyways, when the Beatles visited Elvis, I want to say this was 65. It wasn't a good meeting. If you look up the Beatles anthology from the 90s, or even they just re-released it now, you can see insight as to how that went, and it didn't go well. And in fact, in the 70s and in the 60s, he tried having them deported and completely just trying to down-talk them because he was jealous and scared. They were doing better than he did, and he was their influence. They're doing it better because Lennon-McCartney songwriting. And they did what Buddy Holly did. Drum kit, a drummer, rhythm guitar, and bass player. That's all you needed in a band. So who do I think the true king of rock and roll is? Buddy Holly. He paved way for so much and died, and no one gives him true thanks because he didn't get to live long enough and create more music to evolve. And I think rock and roll would have been looked at differently had he lived because it would have continued on with him. The Beach Boys kind of had to pick up from there, and the Beatles ran past the Beach Boys after that. So, overall, the Beatles, hell yeah. Can't thank them enough. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I can't respect Ozzy Osbourne's explanation of the Beatles as well. He was listening to them on the transistor radio, and he said, it's like everything went from black and white to color. Everything changed. And it did. This is not fun, but luckily this is the last freaking Geodude I have to deal with. Oh. Finally. But I was underleveled because this thing is a level 6 going against a level 8, but I did it. Oh, you didn't bring out the level 7? You just straight up went to the level 8? Thanks, my dude. Good thing after this, the next town I'll be hitting up is Azalea Town. I am almost out of tackles. Like, I'm going to have to switch out to Quilava, but I've gotten a couple levels on Rocky here. I would have liked to have done this on my own, though. I'll take that he's a level lower than me. I'll start screeching the hell out of him. we're supposed to be getting, supposedly, depending, we might be getting a good bit amount of snow. Starting Saturday. I'm supposed to work Saturday, but we'll see. It really depends because my roads are some of the last few to get plowed. So if I can't make it out safely, it ain't happening. So they're calling for a mix today. Yeah, Saturday's high is 18, and that's when it's supposed to hit us. Watching a potential winter storm, cloudy with snow showers becoming a steady accumulation snow on. High 18, now it keeps changing. They don't know how much snow we're supposed to get, but they're saying snow accumulating 3 to 5 inches. Temperature is going to be 18, but feels like it's going to be 7. And then the night, watching a potential winter storm, periods of mixed winter precipitation, snow and ice accumulating 3 to 5 inches. Now they're adding ice to it. So, we'll see. But I never risk myself in weather. It's not worth it. It's not worth anyone's life. So, looks like I'm going to be listening to the Beatles today. Hell yeah. If you want early album suggestions, I can, if you want to, because I can name off the UK albums easily. Before they start hitting the really psychedelics, I suggest Beatles for Sale, Hard Day's Night, and Help. If you want post psychedelics and all this stuff, Rubber Soul's God tier. Sgt. Pepper's, everyone knows that one. Revolver's another good one. If you want my honest opinion, White Album. There's also Abbey Road. There's so many albums to choose from that are awesome. Like, I never can pick a favorite. But if you want post, like, all the good stuff, I mean, obviously Sgt. Pepper's, everyone knows that one. But if you want my honest opinion, the first jump that they take with Rubber Soul is a really good one. Revolver's fantastic, shouldn't be overlooked. But the amount of material they brought out for the White Album because they were in India and meditating is astounding because there's so many different songs and it's not all the same. So, there you have it. No one talks about Magical Mystery Tour either. There's nothing wrong with Magical Mystery Tour. It's just that everyone overlooked it because that same year was Pepper. And I'm out of tackles. And it cannot be overlooked. There's Penny Lane, Strawberry Fields Forever. All You Need Is Love is on that album. So you cannot overlook Magical Mystery Tour. Also, I love Magical Mystery Tour, the song. There's level 8 for Rocky. Yeah, I don't have 100% the best coverage for the rock types, but I at least had Rocky to buffer me, so this way Quilava wasn't taking all of that crap. Yes, what I'm excited about for this Game Boy that I'm... Oh, that's a cute little Sandshrew. That's a Sandshrew. For this Game Boy mod I'm going to be doing is I will be putting a rechargeable USB-C charged battery into the DMG. I'm excited about that. I only did that in my Game Boy Advance. I have not done it with anything else yet. I've done it to both my fiance and I's Game Boy Advances. I haven't went as far yet to do another mod since. It's been a couple years, so I'm due to mod some more Game Boys this year for me especially, like, I'd love a modded Game Boy Color. So I probably might do that in the future. Listen to everything. Got it. Early albums, I suggest Hard Day's Night or Help. Late albums, Rubber Soul, White Album. Is the Poke Center jingle still in the newest games? Should be. Hello, Andrew. Okay, I'm trying to find this next trainer, which is here, but I would like the item hidden behind it. I keep running into shit. Really? Keeps confusing. I'm seriously upset about that. Bro, same. So this guy's got 2 coughings. Level 6. Coughing. These are pretty bulky poison types. Yeah, I know I keep saying I'm excited about the new Pokopia game, which is the Animal Crossing Pokemon game that's coming out to Switch 2. And literally, they just brought Animal Crossing New Horizons from Switch. A Switch 2 version is on Switch now. Well, Switch 2 now. Which is cool. I have the original game from 2020, back in them COVID days. I know someone was bringing up if I have Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which I have the physical copies for the Switch games. Do I want to be paying an extra $20 to upgrade them on the new Switch 2? Currently, no, not really. No. $20 for a game I already bought? You're joking me, right? Did you play Sword and Shield? I did. Was not my favorite. Was not my favorite as I look at the map of it above me. I mean, it melds in with Sun and Moon and Violet and Scarlet as But yeah, I will say they have made Pokemon that are memorable, like that grassy Snorlax. Hell yeah. Pokemon have been somewhat memorable from those games. The gameplay and the games, not so much. They did my Diamond and Pearl remakes dirty, too. So close to level 10, buddy. We're gonna fight this fool only because I want to show you the downstairs. That downstairs has items. I'm pretty sure this is the area you'd get the Lapras, but it could be the Ruins of Alph. I kind of get this shit mixed up, but I think it's down here. I have to remind myself. This guy is Vulpix, I think. Yeah. No. Slowpoke. I'll need to switch. Ah. He might have to take the L for me. We're almost out of this cave anyways. I like the chibi style. I know most people... See, I was fine with the chibi style. What I hated is that a lot of the games they did, like, the... kind of the remakes of the game. So, like, they almost did ORAS correctly, which was Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Except they didn't do the Battle Tower correctly. Otherwise, they would have had that game perfect for Emerald people. Then for Diamond and Pearl, they didn't even add Giratina's Underworld or anything. They just did everything from Diamond and Pearl, which pissed a lot of people off, including myself. I'm like, so where's the Giratina event? I can't go into the Underworld? Like, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are based off of, and most of the game is from Crystal. Why could you have not made the game like that? Is beyond me. Completely beyond me. So when we finally do get a Gen 5 remake, they better not dog shit stomp on it, because I swear to God that'll be my final straw. Swear to God, if I beat this Slowpoke with Rocky, I'll be done, but I think all it has is Tackle. Doesn't have any water type moves on it yet. Hell of a boost. You almost got to level 11 with that, buddy. I did not like the art style in ORAS. Pokemon had so many fumbles. I was fine with ORAS, honestly. I didn't really have any issues with it. I liked it. It was a birthday gift from my dad on my 20th birthday, along with a another 3DS. I got an NES style controller, NES style controller, 3DS. So, that was a very memorable birthday for me. I had turned 20. Yes, if I remember correctly, this water here specifically on Fridays in the morning, I think, you're able to get a Lapras. I'm pretty sure. But you have to have Surf to get it, so don't waste your time until you have Surf. Alright, so I grabbed the few items that were down there. Yeah, I was happy with ORAS, but I know, like, Ramon, I know, like, Ruby was the first game you played, so I completely understand you saying they did it dirty, because that's literally how I felt about Diamond and Pearl's remake. That was AIDS. No, you can't complain about a free Lapras. It's a water-ice type. Don't exactly have ground-type moves to really go after you, but sure, I'll fight you, Vulpix. And I forgot, he's a trade Pokemon, so he gets boosted experience points. I forgot about that. Okay, we are now literally about to make it out of here. I'll see if you can take a hit, so that way I can grab your ass. Oh, now he doesn't want to listen to me because the gym badge only covers to level 10. Okay. That's a possibility of a team member for my team, so... We made it out. Welcome to Route 33. What you're able to catch on this route: Spearow, Hoppip, Ekans, Geodude, Rattata, and at night Zubat. I like this art style in X and Y. It looked more sleek. Oras was stuck in the middle, not chibi enough and not sleek enough. I didn't mind it, honestly. I thought it was pretty... It was alright. It was different than X and Y, but it was its own. I liked it. Another fucking Geodude. I think this is the only battle I have, and he's got a Geodude and a Machop. Yeah, finally catching the damn Zubat! Ignored orders! Fuck you! Come on, man! I know you don't want to listen. Come on, man. Ugh! Please? I'll have to switch at this point. Okay. I have to keep this Zubat on my team if I'm going to decide, because the moment I put it in its box, its happiness is going to be 0 regardless, but I don't want it to be like damn unhappy with me either. So the Zubat's going to stay in my party while I decide if I'm going to keep it or not, just so I can keep it happy. I'll level it up in the meantime probably, but I kind of want to see how this team's going to go, and I don't know if Crobat might be it, but I'm not sure yet either. Yeah, just because. I was gonna say, you did that to yourself by not using a move, so good job, my dude. Just realized I didn't say anything. Hope you had a good Christmas. I was gonna say, I said it earlier in the stream, but I didn't say anything. But yes, I hope you all had a good Christmas, got stuff, or got to spend time with family that you wanted to. I was very happy this Christmas. So, I managed to do amazing for the holiday. Couple bumps while I was up there, nothing but a little bit of family drama, but other than that, who cares? Welcome to Azalea Town, by the way. You'll mess with this guy in a minute, but it's unsafe to go in there, so I'm standing guard. Aren't I a good Samaritan? I guess. Crobat is another good Pokemon wielding one of the highest speed. Very true. It is one of the fastest Pokemon. It's just that, can it get me through the Elite Four, I guess is the best way to put it. Is it gonna help me, or is it just gonna be there? Alright, so you're going to want to talk to this guy. His name's Kurt. He's the one that makes the special Pokeballs with those apricorns that I just found. But right now is a little different. Who are you? Gabby, huh? You want me to make some Pokeballs? Sorry, but that'll have to wait. Do you know Team Rocket? Don't worry. I'll tell you anyhow. Team Rocket's an evil gang that uses Pokemon for their dirty work. They're supposed to have disbanded 3 years ago. Anyway, they're at the well cutting off Slowpoke tails for sale. So I'm going to give them a lesson in pain. Hang on, Slowpoke. Old Kurt is on his way. Grandpa's gone. I'm so lonely. So, essentially what that was talking about was Team Rocket disbanding 3 years ago, ergo to what you helped do in Red, Blue, and or Yellow. So this game is taking place 3 years after you disband Team Rocket, Giovanni, and all that. So, that's another thing into the Pokemon lore you kind of have to pay attention to as well. Welcome to Slowpoke Well. Hey there, Gabby. The guard up top took off when I shouted at him, but then I took a tumble down the well. I slammed down hard on my back so I can't move. Rats. If I were fit, my Pokemon would have punished them. It can't be helped. Gabby, show them how gutsy you are in my place. Leaving me to do the dirty work. You need to please it first. That's essentially it. I have to keep it happy. I have to make sure it doesn't go down a lot in battle, and or I don't put it in the box. Once you put it in the box, it's going to be unhappy. You have to raise its happiness, leveling up again from there. So it's at a low level now. You can manage, but overall, it's a bit of a pain, but it can be done, which is essentially what I'm doing with Eevee. So this way I get Espeon. Cool with me. This is the in-between it's making you do in the story between the gym leader and starting to neb into the Team Rocket affairs. Got you to level 12, so solid. Yeah, we'll go to Zubat, and then we're going to switch to Quilava. I need to get these levels, but Rocky at least got to level 12, so that'll work. I ain't keeping you in. I want to get a big Team Rocket R tattooed because I love Pokemon and because it's my initial. I mean, fair enough. That would be actually really cool, too. Is a big Team Rocket R. That'd be sick as hell. Damn. Locked on immediately. To boost a Pokemon's happiness, I did succeed in turning Eevee into Umbreon during the night below level 30. No, it's easily done. It's just a matter of you have to keep it up front, you have to level it up and keep it happy, and make sure you have the moves on it that you do, because if it starts evolving and it doesn't have a move you want it to have, especially this early in the game, I think they said Crobat doesn't learn any moves, so you want to make sure your Golbat has the moveset that you want it to have. I think my Togepi in Gold circa 2001 evolved at level 6 because it had accumulated happiness just from stagnating in my party for a long time. Fair enough. Oh, God. Is that still on? Okay. All it has is leech life. Putting it up front increases happiness too. Yeah, I'm going to be moving it up front because it needs it. That's usually what I did with my Zubats when I'd get them for my Gen 2 games, is I'd just throw them up front. This way they're getting the upfront happiness along with, oh, of course you would, the leveling up or just getting the experience happiness. Level 6. Didn't even take a step. Fucking Zubats. Quit taking Slowpoke Tails. If we obeyed you, Team Rocket's rep would be ruined. I wanted to get a move out to see how good of experience I get with even just doing one move from it. Probably not a difference, but I'm just doing it for kicks. Is it really 11:55 already? Holy smokes. I enjoy this game so much that I'm just like, damn, my 3 hours have went by. Make sure to always carry antidotes in case... Yeah. Damn Ekans. Yes, I need the switcheroo. Level 7 for the little guy. I mean, all I'm fighting are freaking Zubats. That's mainly what Team Rocket is. Rattatas and Zubats. Coughings and Ekans occasionally thrown in there, but Zubats and Rattatas for the most part. Wonder what the other 3 members will be, but that's a story for another day. Fair enough. I think we'll get through this Slowpoke well, and that's where I'll stop. And I'll be right before the second gym leader, so it looks like that'll be the first thing I do when I play next week. Last one, and he has a coughing at level 14. You can find Slowpoke in the well, but it's a 20% chance of finding it no matter what. But you're always going to find Zubats at 80% chance no matter what. If you go fishing, you'll find Magikarp, Goldeen, and if you have a Super Rod, Seaking. Level 8 for the little guy. Yeah, Team Rocket was broken up 3 years ago, but we continued our activities underground. Now you can have fun watching us stir up trouble. I just remembered Gold and Silver took place 3 years after Red and Blue. Way to go, Gabby. Team Rocket has taken off. My back's better too, magically. Let's get out of here. Hey, Gabby. You handled yourself like a real hero at the well. I like your style. I would be honored to make Pokeballs for a trainer like you. This is all I have now, but take it. So I get a lore ball. Collect them from trees and bring them to me. I'll make balls out of them. You have an apricorn for me? Fine, I'll turn it. Which apricorn? Just this one, buddy. So we'll see what it turns into. You usually have to come back a day later, which by the time I come back on here, it'll be quite a few days later, so it'll be ready. But let's go heal up at the Pokemon Center real quick. Because I have cleaning, I got running around I'm doing today. I am having an eventful day. For it being a day off, I'm doing a lot. We're fully healed here. Okay, we'll save right here. And I can totally remember that I save it physically on here and it saves. On my DS thing, I had to save it in the corner, so I'm about to do that and I don't need to. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to be cleaning up this game room since we moved it around and such, and I'm going to be cleaning around the house. I have a little bit of running around I have to do for some mail and stuff, but other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you guys next week. See you guys.